Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku Puzzle. It's Sunday the 16th of April 2023 and no Guardian is published on a Sunday, so we have the Observer puzzle instead. We don't know the level of that. We don't have any indication, I should say, of the level of that. So I will give you a quick rundown on the rules of Sudoku just before I begin. Here in Bangkok, our New Year celebrations are finished. We are now into the new year, and in the past that would traditionally mean one of the reasons we play with water, pouring water and stuff like that during New Year's, because it's the hottest time of the year, and usually like about a week or two, traditionally a week or two after that, the rainy season starts. But to be honest with you, for the last few years, our climate and weather patterns have been so messed up, presumably because of climate change. Anyway, it's very difficult to predict exactly how the rainy season is going to look nowadays. It's as I say, it's all kind of messed up, really. Speaking of messed up, if you said your grandchild had toy guns, if you said your grandchild had guns, you would imagine they were the toy variety, right? If your grandchild is 2 years old, you would of course imagine that you're talking about plastic things, and you might disapprove, actually, if you don't approve of the idea of promoting violence and stuff like that, but you might not be too worried about it. But of course not in that crazy land, the US of A, where Kirsty Noem, I think she's governor of North Dakota, I think that was her title, anyway, loudmouth MAGA Republican, has a granddaughter, 2 years old, who has at least 2 weapons, and we mean real ones. 2 years old with guns. Oh dear. Is there any hope for that country? Anyway, good luck, USA. Please try to be less crazy. It would help the whole planet. Right, let's get on. So, how do we play this game of Sudoku? Well, you can see there we have a grid, 9 squares across, 9 squares down, and we also have these smaller grids of 3 by 3, which contain 9 squares. Now, the object is to place the digits 1 to 9 in each row, each column, and each block. Now, since there are only 9 squares in the row, in the column, and in the block, well, that means that you only have one opportunity to place a digit, and that means numbers cannot repeat themselves, and so we use this idea to find the digits. How do we go about it? Let's give an example. We have 6s blocking down these columns. When I say blocking down, I mean cannot be repeated, because we already have a 6 in both of these columns, and when we look down here we also find that we have a 6 blocking across this row. So in this small grid down here, this 3 by 3 grid, there is only one empty square which is not affected by these 6s, or this 7 which is already filled in, and that's here. So we know that the 6 must go in that square. There's no need to double check or anything like that with other numbers. If there's only one possibility, it must go there. Look, now we see 6s blocking across these 2 rows, and that's going to give us a 6 in that square. We have 6 blocking up here and across here, and that's going to give us 6 there. You got the idea now? Okay, so now we can continue playing at a reasonable pace, because I have no idea, this could turn out to be a really difficult game. So even though I've given you the rundown on the instructions, the Observer game ranges anywhere between easy and sometimes really tough, so just have no idea. Right, so let's continue along. We have 9 blocking down this column here and a 9 blocking across here. Here's a 9. If you're new to the channel, by the way, I don't play any of these games ahead of time, so I have no idea what the final outcome is going to be, or where I should be looking, and sometimes that can take a long time. Sorry. I'm just looking at this central block here. I see the 2s blocking up here. That means 2s have to be in those squares. I see the 3s blocking across here. That means that 3s have to be there. I see the 9s blocking down here, meaning that 9s have to go there. Ah, 8. There we go. I was all right, so 3 and 8 block across this row. That means that those squares there can only contain 3 or 8, right? Because 8 and 3 are banned from these two squares here. So this is 3 and 8. So now then, when the 9 blocks down there, we know that that must be a 9. Ooh, hit the wrong key, excuse me. You'll find I do that. If you're new to the channel, welcome. You'll find I make this mistake all the time. And this is what was it, 3 and 8, and so this is the other number, which is going to be a 2. Okay. We have 5 blocking across this row and 5 blocking down here. That puts a 5 into that square. I'll talk something through with you. I don't know if it means anything, but I just noticed that the 4 blocks down here, so 4 has to be in one of these two squares. Now sometimes when you see things like this kind of limitation, it can help. Don't really know that it helps me, but it's something that I noticed, so I shall point it out to you. I'm not seeing any obvious way forward, so I'm going to start clicking on the digits and see what effect that has, if any, and maybe highlight where numbers can go. So I know that 1s can go in these squares. But okay, not much else. The 2s can go over here and up here. Oh, excuse me. 2s can go over here and up here, I should say. The 3s are definitely in those squares, somewhere down here, across here, there, and I'm not sure where else. So 4s, as I said, 4s go across here, but I don't really see what else I have for 4. 5s go in these squares here. Ah, here we go. 5 down here like this. So there's our 5. Six is done, don't need to check that really. 7s, what do we know? 7s have to be in those squares there because of this 7 blocking across and this 7 blocking up here. So 7s are here, which means they go in those squares. We have a pair of 8s, but they're not in a straight line, so that makes it a bit trickier. We have 8s up here, we have 8s down there. And we have 9 blocking across here and across here, so we can in fact place a 9 there. And we know a little bit more about 9s. We have a pair of 9s up here, and we have a pair of 9s over here, and 9s there, but not much up there. Oh no. Oh, excuse me. Let's hope it's not the COVID coming back after mixing with lots of people over the new year. Well, I tried to keep my distance from huge crowds. I did not venture into really crowded areas. Okay, missing digits in this column are 2, 4, and 9. We have 4 and 9 attacking this square here. So that has to be a 2 because it can't be a 4, it can't be a 9. Let's have another look. Okay, 4 blocks down here, so we have 4 in one of those squares here. 4 blocking this square means that 4s have to appear in these squares here. So what do we know? We know 4s are here, and we know 4s are here. So 4 blocks across here like this, and the 4 blocks down here. That must be a 4. Then 4 up here, 4 down here, means that there is a 4. And here we have 4 and 5 in this row and this row. So when we consider 4 and 5 blocking across, we know that 4 and 5 appear in these squares here, which leaves room only for a digit 1 here. Now our 9 blocks up here, and that will give us a 9 in that square. 9 to the top here puts a 9 up here. One of our missing numbers here is 2, so 2 blocks down here, 2 blocks across here. Here's the 2. Three then blocks across here like this, and that puts the 3 in that square, and the missing number here is going to be 8. 8 and 7 both block this square here, right? So that puts 8 and 7 into those squares there. This will have to be a 3. Then we have 3 blocking across here like this, with 3s up here like this. There's our 3, 3 across here, 3 across here, 3 up here. Here's our 3. 3 down, that puts 3 into that square. This will be an 8. 8 blocks across here. If you're wondering why it took me such a long time, I wasn't looking at the 8s, I was looking elsewhere. Here's the 7. So if you're new to the channel, you sometimes find me with highlighted numbers and wonder why I'm not putting the next digit in. It's because I'm not actually looking at that. Just because the number is highlighted, fortunately you can't see me, and it doesn't mean I'm looking at that particular thing that is highlighted. If I deselect it, that might help stop any shouting out on your part, which is not going to get anywhere. Okay, so the 8 blocks across here, right, that means that, and 8 blocks back this way, so that means that the 8 is here, and then 2 blocks across here, and 2 blocks up here, and up here, so there is our 2. 1 blocks across here, that puts the 1 into that square there, and we'll be left here with 4 and 5, which we can't resolve. I know this is 4 and 5 as well. Oh yeah, we can. 4 blocking up there, apologize. 4 there, 5 there. 5 down here, 5 down here. There's our 5, and the missing number here is a 4. Missing numbers down here, 1, 7 and 8. 1, 7, 8, 1 of each in each row. That's no good for us. So let's see what else is available. Here we go. There's just one empty square up here. I'm glad you brought my attention to it, because you were looking at it and wondering why I wasn't choosing it. It's because I didn't see it. Now 4 blocks down here like this, with 4 blocking across here, that will give me a 4 there. Like so. 4 up, 4 down, 4 across these 2 rows means that has to be a 4 there. Let's see what's missing up here. What am I looking for here? I'm looking for 7 and I'm looking for 9. Do I have any 7s or 9s down here? Well, I do, because 7 blocks across here, and that means that 7 has to be in one of these squares here. So this can't possibly be 7. That must be 7, and that must be 9. Okay, then we have the 9 blocking down here and up here and across here like so. That will be a 9 there. Not much more to go now, just a matter of searching out these few remaining digits. I think I'm going to highlight the digits I have. I just looked at 1. 1 is no good. 2, yeah, 2 is going to help us, because we have 2's blocking like this. So that means 2's in one of those squares, blocking to the top, 2 blocking up here. Here is our 2. What else do we need? We need a 5. How are we doing on 5s? We have 5 blocking across here and across here, so that will give us a 5 in that square there. Now there's just one number missing at the bottom here, which is a 1, so we'll put that in. 1 blocking this way, 1 blocking this way. Here's our digit 1. We still can't finish the 1s though. Let's see what else we are lacking in these squares here. This has got to be a 7, so 7 blocks across here. There's the 7. 7 blocks that way. Here's our 7. And we still can't finish the 7s, but now we only have one number missing here, which is an 8. So let's fill in the 8, which blocks here and gives us an 8 in this square. Then 8 blocking up here and across here. Here's our 8. 1 number missing down here. You are a 5, so please behave. 5 blocking up there. Here's our 5. Missing number here is a 1. 1 blocking like this. So that's the final digit 1. We have just 1 number missing in this column, and that missing number is a 7, so let's fill it in. Then we have 7 blocking across here and giving us a 7 here. And then we have a 2 here and a 2 here. And now what level to give that? Well, it took me quite a while, so I'm going to give it a medium level. It's definitely not a hard level. It could be an easy, but it took me quite a while to find, so I'm going to call it a medium level. That's my analysis for today. Thank you very much. Hope to see you another time. Bye-bye.